Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a ranking video. So I've not done a ranking video in a good while, and I thought with Rob Zombie's recent movie The Munters out, I thought I would rank these. So he's done like at least nine big well, not all theatrical, but 9 long big feature films. So I thought I would rank them all up from my opinion, least favourite to most favourite, or maybe worst to best. So it's all my opinion. None of you have to agree with it. So let's get on with the ranking. So at number 9, it is The Haunted World of El Subisto from 2009. This is an animated horror comedy adult film, and it had good animation. Kind of reminded me of one of those late like Adult Swim cartoons. I like the references it had, like the callbacks to the Universal monsters, particularly the Frankenstein film from 1931. But there was a lot going on in this film, and it was hard to keep track half the time. And like one guy said in his ranking video, this could have worked as like some online shorts, which probably, yeah, could have been better. But yeah, that's probably my least favourite. I mean, I got a bit bored watching it. It was only on for 77 minutes, but it felt longer than that because I actually got a bit bored watching, if I'm being honest. Coming in at number 8, it is his take on Halloween 2. So this is a sequel to his 2007 remake of John Carpenter's classic. Now, I didn't like this one when it first came out. I mean, I rewatched it a bit, but I've grown a little more appreciative of it nowadays. I mean, I like how the whole opening act was like a callback to the original Halloween 2, but then after that, it all went from Rob Zombie's direction. You know, it was like, in fact, it was a Rob Zombie film with the characters of Halloween in there. So I do admire that he, didn't go for the full shot-for-shot remake, or he changed things up a lot in this one. So it was an okay sequel. Coming in at number 7 is his most recent film. It's his retelling of The Munters. A retelling, reboot, origin story of Lily and Herman Munster in their early days of dating and then getting married with Grandpa. So in the days before they had Eddie and Marilyn came into it. I thought it was an interesting film. I mean, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was a fairly decent one. I did enjoy it, and it was also Rob Zombie's first go at trying to make a family-friendly sort of film, PG rated, because this is what this film is, a PG rated. But you can tell he has a love for this classic stuff, and I admire him, showing his vision of what he liked to have seen from it. So next, number 6, it is The Lords of Salem. I watched this for the first time about a month or so ago for Witch Week, and I actually enjoyed it. I don't get why people hit on it so much. It was an enjoyable film, very witch-like. Sherry Moon Zombie did a great job leading in this film. A lot of people give Rob Zombie's wife a lot of hate, saying she can't act. Yeah, her acting isn't brilliant, but I find her nonetheless I find her entertaining. She does a good job keeping me watching. And yeah, his take on the witch in the witchcraft subgenre, which I think he did a good job of doing. So at number 5, it is Free From Hell, the third and final chapter, I believe, in the Firefly trilogy, where Otis and Baby go on the run with Otis's half-brother to Mexico around Halloween time. Rob Zombie really loves Halloween, you can tell that. Of course, Captain Spaulding dies, but Sid Haig did hang around long enough to make one brief scene in there, which I thought that was good enough for me, because I get it, he wasn't well at that time. And Dee Wallace, she was completely unrecognisable in this film as baby's prison guard Greta. I didn't know it was her till I saw the credits roll. But this is a good conclusion to the trilogy. A lot of good classic callback references, some horror moments in there. Had a whole actiony gangster land like end conclusion to it all. But I enjoyed it. Coming in at number 4 is 31. Yes, a film where it has clowns, a deadly labyrinth of people, carnival workers surviving Halloween nights, with Malcolm McDowell and a woman dressed all aristocratic, wanting, toying with them. I actually enjoyed this one. I loved Richard Brake in this as Doomhead. He was a very interesting character, and I enjoyed seeing him in it. Sherry Moon Zombie was good as well in this, as also the final girl. But for me, Richard Brake stole the show with this one as Doomhead. There was also a little Nazi dwarf clown in there too, and redneck clowns. So yeah, 31. Coming in at number 3, it is his retelling of Halloween from 2007. Now, this one, he did his own take on it, chose to explore Michael's backstory, made the first half of this film a prequel, and then the second half a reenactment of John Carpenter's film, with some changes and alterations made to it, because, that's how you do a remake, you don't do it shot for shot. I mean, they tried once with Psycho, but it didn't work out, but obviously they thought it'd be worth trying. But, yeah, I liked this one. It was a good remake, and I actually liked that they gave a little backstory into Michael, and, his upbringing and what have you, in this. So, yeah. Also, when Michael killed his bullies, you couldn't blame him for that. So, number 2, final 2 now, and my number 2 pick is House of a Thousand Corpses. Rob Zombie's directorial filmmaking debut, and I enjoyed this one. I loved Sid Haig as Captain Spaulding. He was the the very character that drew me into this, because I love clowns, and I loved him in this. The most memorable part was just Sid Haig in every scene stealing the show. Of course, we got Bill Moseley in there as Otis, and we got Sherry Moon Zombie in there as Baby. A lot of good kills in that, especially kills that you don't see, that are off screen, and that are very enjoyable. So yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses, very low quality, but I liked it. Rob Zombie's gone on to he's gone on to kind of like grow further apart from this film, but hey, I still like it. Even if he doesn't, he did a good film, I think. It was also shelved for a couple of years as well when he made this, but it got out in the end. And my number 1 pick, I've not mentioned it yet, it is The Devil's Rejects. Number 1 is that one for me. In my opinion, this is Rob Zombie's best one of all time. It is the sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. It is the second part in the Firefly trilogy. This one, the family go on the run, causing chaos and murderous rampages along the way, and they don't go down without a fight. We get Sid Haig, Sherry Moon Zombie, and Bill Moseley at their finest here in their performances. Yeah, it's got foul-mouthed rednecks in, it's got some gritty scenes in there, but I think it's one of those rare occasions where a sequel is better than its predecessor, and I do enjoy this one. House of a Thousand Corpses, I mean, I gotta say the Firefly trilogy is probably Zombie's finest work. I mean, Free From Hell, is probably the weakest of that trilogy, but The Devil's Rejects, definitely the main course of that meal. I like to think of sometimes trilogies as a 3-course meal. House of a Thousand Corpses was the starter, this was the main course, and Free From Hell, it was the dessert. I mean, you could have had it or you could not have had it, but look, the main thing is, yeah, when they ended this, he looked like it was ending it for good, so he came up with Free From Hell and a reason for them to survive the shooting at the end. But this is, in my opinion, Rob Zombie's best movie. So there you are. There is my ranking of Rob Zombie's, films, you know, all 9 of them. I believe he's done other stuff like a little short segment in, you know, the SS female werewolves or something, I can't remember. I believe that was like a fictionalized trailer for, you know, Grindhouse or something. But anyway, yeah. How would you rank these movies? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. I've been Random Ross and this has been Rob Zombie's Film Ranking. So, yeah, until next time, don't have nightmares.